Okay. Either my chat's not working or no one can hear me. We're going to assume. Yes, Sonia. Sonia. Oh, gosh. I love this.
You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment.
You're muted.
None of you're muted. Hurry. Sorry.
We
We're
got
trying to get
one
everybody else muted.
Program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your
Lay down, bud, or I'm gonna have to.
Okay. Hang on. Let me do something real quick. I can fix this.
You know. Yeah, there we go.
Uh-huh. Okay. Perfect. Now we should be good. You can still hear me, correct? Yes. And Aaron. Okay, perfect. Aaron, you're also co-host too, right? Yes. Okay. So, Sonia, you guys hit Ruby for the first time. So let's congratulate her. She's been here a year. She had never done network marketing before starting here. And she watched for a while. And so just such a big deal. I know sometimes we can see people come in the business and maybe they hit a rank super fast and you're like, what's wrong with me? Why is it taking me so long? And though the fast success stories, those are the actual rare ones. It's the long term that it takes for people to get there. And what you see with these fast success stories is really you're pulling from somebody's like chapter 15 and comparing it to your chapter 1. They've probably already built some influence and have some know, like, trust with people, and so it can seem like they're moving faster than you simply because you've not had the time in the industry or have learned the skills yet, right? So I just wanted you to hear that story about Sonia and congratulate her, because 1 year she just kept at it, and now she's a Ruby, which is such a big deal because she's going to maintain that sucker and get her invite to Ruby Base Camp. How many of you have been to Ruby Base Camp and it changed your life? Let us know in the chat section. I remember Rhonda Allison, whenever I was recruiting her to come here and telling her about Ruby Base Camp, I was just so excited about it. I was like, it was life-changing for me. I'd only been in the business a few months, and I went and I've paid a lot of money for a lot of different masterminds, and I never experienced anything like that at the level at which the owners and their wives serve you. They will not let you touch your own bags. They make your meals. They clean up the kitchen. They could, to be very clear, they could hire this out and it would still be an incredible experience, but they don't, because they want to serve. And it changed everything for me. And if I wasn't already sold out, it just put a stamp on me. I am done, sold out to this company because of that experience and their servant leadership. And it made me think differently about how I lead and to just serve better. So all that being said, Ruby's a big deal. So if it's not on your dream board, put it on your dream board, get to Ruby, because you want to experience Ruby Base Camp, because it's life changing. So guess what? We have a treat for you guys. We told you all month long, you're going to be getting Black Friday Bash trainings that some of them, this one tonight is going to be for the newest person that is just learning to do Reels, but it's also going to be for some of you that have some experience and you're going to learn some more advanced stuff. Okay. So if you get to the advanced stuff and you're new and you're like, whoa, listen, I get it. Like if I could get the record button to turn on and off when I first started Reels, we were in real good shape. Okay. So don't think that you're behind. But we want to address all the audiences, and you guys are getting such a treat. So you should know Michelle Parrott. How many of you know and love Michelle Parrott? Isn't she just incredible? I have literally known her since, oh my God, I think it was 2009 or 2010. For a very long time. She has actually worked with her husband at Superior Orthotics and Prosthetics. I was a receptionist, and he was fitting people for all their gear in the hospital, their boots, their whatever they needed, right? And that was around the time that my dad actually died when I was working there, and I had gotten divorced, and I completely fell apart. That's when I lost my mind for 18 months and nearly drank myself to death. And so the reason I'm telling you that is because Michelle has been a part of my life through the hardest moments, and then she's also gotten to experience some of my greatest moments, and she's one of my dearest friends. I love her so much, and she is so wicked smart. It's insane. We were literally laughing, just the two of us on here before you guys got on, because she asked me a technical question, and I was like, You're real cute. She is so smart and she's so good at teaching and doing reels that it would be so smart for you to pay close attention, take notes, come back and watch the replay, and make sure your team gets this in their hands and they watch it, because reels is the most simple way for you to actually get in front of eyeballs that do not know you yet, and for the potential for something to go viral. And it just listen to what she has to say and enjoy getting to learn from her, because she's an incredible teacher. Michelle, take it away.
Hey, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You're so amazing. Yeah, so I want to just kind of talk to everybody about, like Tina said, whether you're brand new and you've not even hit the record button, you're nervous, you're like, I don't even know how to do reel. I don't know all the buttons, all the things, definitely help you. And then we have a couple little tips for maybe people who have been making reels and you need a little bit more guidance. You want to know a couple tips, a couple tricks, things like that. Hope to share that with you as well. So we're going to just jump right in. I'm actually going to, and I always feel like the best way to learn something is to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys how to make a reel in real time. Get it? And just so you can kind of see exactly what buttons to push, how I find the things I do, where I go. And then we're going to share a couple of things, and then I'm going to encourage you to make a reel of your own and actually post it tonight. And I would love to see what you guys come up with. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see, and share a sound too. There we go. Okay. Everybody, can everybody see? You should be able to see a big old iPhone right in the middle of the screen. All right, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so when you're creating a reel, how I do it, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can do it like in Canva. You can do it in you can do it in CapCut. You can do it in Facebook. You do it in Instagram, TikTok, however you choose to do it. I personally do the majority of my reels in Instagram, and then I share them to Facebook. The easiest way to do that is just connect it. You can go into settings and I can show you how to do that in a little bit. But for me, the easiest way to create your reels, to get the trending sounds, the things like that, is to do it in Instagram. So we're going to do that. I'm going to show you how to do it in Instagram. And I feel like it's the most user-friendly in Instagram, and the most like easy tech-wise. So let's do that. My cat is everywhere. There we go. All right. So we're going to go right into Instagram. Oops. Perfect. There we go. Okay. So how to create a reel. First thing you're going to do is you're going to click on, if you see this little plus button right down here, you're going to literally click that button. And it should pop up on the very bottom. You should see post, story, or reel. I already have it to reel because I actually, before I jumped in, I filmed a 10-second video. So now, if you have a video already of yourself, maybe you're walking, just walking. You can stick your camera and you can literally just walk into the screen and walk out of the screen. You can stick your camera and walk away from it, turn around, smile, walk out. You can literally sit in front of your screen, drink some coffee. You can grab your pen and write things down. You can be, it's so wild. And what we call this is B-roll, right? This is B-roll footage that you can use for a reel if you don't want to talk. Okay, if you don't want to sit here and speak, you can use what's called B-roll footage. You could be doing laundry. I had one where I put my phone in the washing machine and I just reached down and picked up my laundry. You can do, if you're washing dishes, just prop the phone, do dishes. When you're cooking, prop your phone kind of where it can see you and do it. The biggest things is you just want some movement and you want good lighting. Those are the two main things. Typically, and if you film 10, 15 seconds, you can always chop them. I always say don't film like 3 or 4 seconds because nobody's, it's not going to be long enough for you to get what you need done. But at least 10, 15, even 20 seconds, you can always chop it up if need be. So I filmed this right here, right before this one right here. So if you already have a video, and if you haven't created a video, you can hit this little picture right here, and that will actually open your camera app and you can record from there. So if you don't have one, but if you already do, like I do, I have this one right here. I'm going to click that. And then you're going to go down here to next. That's going to load right there. I have a video that I have, oh wow, there we go. Perfect. Okay. And see, it already has noise on it. It's got background noise. So the very first thing that I want to do for this one, because I don't want that background noise, I'm going to go down here to edit video. and you're going to click on the actual video itself, right? And then down here at the bottom where it says volume, you can click that. That is going to turn the volume on the actual video itself up or down. Obviously, I don't want the background noise, so I'm just going to turn that all the way down. Now it is a completely, you can hear a completely silent video, right? So from there, after that, what I want to do now is I want to kind of get an idea of what is this reel about? That's one of your big things is what do you want this reel to do? Do you want it to entertain your audience? Do you want it to inform your audience? Do you want it to make them feel something? Do you want to share about a product? Do you want to share about the business opportunity? Do you want to just teach them about network marketing? What it is, what is it do you want to do? Do you want to make it faith-based or motivation-based? Kind of get an idea of what you're wanting to do. Yes. Good night, baby. Sorry. Good night. Okay, so make sure you know what you want it to be about. Once you have that, you want to pick your audio. I like to go ahead and get this done in the beginning, so that way I know how I want it. So like if it's a motivational one, I'm probably going to pick something slower. If it's going to be a faster one, I'm going to pick a faster one, but let me show you how and where to do that. Okay. So down here at the very bottom, you'll see where it says audio right here. Okay. You're going to click that button right there and it's going to pop up 4 different options for you. You can see this is a for you. These are sounds that Instagram suggests for you specifically. I do like to use these, but these aren't always what I want, right? So I always go over to, trending. This is going to show you what is currently trending through all of Instagram. And you'll notice on the left-hand side on the numbers, and we'll get into that, what that means, kind of what this stuff all through here means. We'll get into that in a little bit of advance, but these are going to be the trending sounds. Literally all you do is you would just click. And it's just going to play and it's going to give you a sample of that. So, you can click over here. These are original audios. These are audios that people have created. And then this right here, this is the saved. And again, that we'll chat about that a little bit later, but these are so good too. But I like to go to just pop over here to trending and pick. And this is the fun part is you kind of just click on them and find something you like. Find something that you think is really going to go with your reel. Doesn't have to be perfect. I never knew love like this before. There we go. You know what? I like it. I never knew love like... Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. So now that I have my audio here, now I'm going to trim my video up. Now this is the biggest thing, because if you'll notice here up at the top, this tells you how long your video is in total. So this is 10 seconds right now. I'll tell you right now, at over 10 seconds, if you're not talking, if you just have text and it's just short text, you don't want it more than 10 seconds. You want to keep it typically about 6 to 7 seconds, because people's attention span, as we know, is very low, right? People are not going to watch a 20-second video just sitting there reading script text on the screen. So I'm going to actually trim this. And the easiest thing to do is see, so what I did, and like I said before, for your B-roll is you want movement. So if you see, I sat down in my chair, I took my sunglasses off, I put them down. That's movement. That gets people's attention. If I literally was just sitting there and I just did this, it's not as attention grabbing, right? So I'm going to go here, and right when I'm sitting down, I'm going to grab this little yellow bar right here on this side. I'm going to grab them and I'm just going to pull it to that white line where I want to start. And I'm going to let it play. And I like it to stop it right there. So if you notice right here, I paused it and I have this extra here that I don't want. So again, I'm going to take this little yellow clip right here, drag it to that line. Boom. Now you'll notice it's only 8 seconds now. 8 seconds is okay. So now you have this. So now once you have it trimmed, once you have your audio, that's why I like to do audio first. So that way I can trim the reel to how I want it. So I have my audio, I have my video trimmed to the size, the length that I want it. Now is for one of the more important things. So I already have a visual hook, me sitting down in the chair, taking my glasses off, doing the things. That's a visual hook. Now I want to do like a word hook, an actual words on the screen to help draw attention. It's that thing like when you're scrolling, on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, and it makes you be like, oh, wait, stop. What did that say? That's what you want on your screen. Okay. So for this one specifically, this one, I already kind of got an idea, and I'm going to use this one as a business post. So I've already gotten my hook. So what I do, and even if I get, like, it's really cool. If I get ideas, I put them in a note in my notes. So that way I'm like, oh, hey, I'm going to use this. So I go back to the screen. I go down here to this little back arrow here, boop, boop, and hit text. And I'm just going to paste it right there. Okay. And now I can do a whole lot of things with it. I can move it around. And if you guys will notice, if I drag it over here, and you see how that yellow pops it, that means it won't be shown on the screen. And if you drag it, do you also see, and it kind of goes away, but do you see where the heart pops up and the share button? If I put my words right there, it's going to go on top of those, and people will have a hard time clicking those buttons. And you want them to, right? You want them to engage. You want them to like it, to comment, to share it. And if my words are on top of that, it's going to make that difficult. So you want to make sure that it is somewhere in this, what's called the green, the good area. I like it typically about right there. You can also make it bigger or smaller. If you just click on your text, you can drag it, play with it. That's the biggest thing, is just getting in here and playing with it. You can make it bigger or smaller by pinching it in or out with your fingers. You can even change the color. Click on it, change the color. There we go. Change the color. Done. If you don't like that font, a tip I would recommend is find a font. So the fonts are right here. Gives you a whole bunch. Find a font that's easy to read, because remember, people's attention spans are quick like that. So if your text is hard to read, if they have to strain or struggle a little bit to read, so if you have like say for instance, a light colored like yellow with maybe a cursive, they're probably just going to scroll, because they're not going to take the time to try to struggle to read it. So make sure it's a bold font. Make sure it's a good color that pops. I would recommend picking 1 or 2 fonts that you use consistently across all your reels. And then also stick with a color genre. Like if you like pink, you can do, the same color pink, maybe a little bit darker, sometimes lighter. If you just typically stick with black and white, stick with black and white. Stick with just a color, because if you've got all these reels and they're all different colors and all different fonts, there's no really cohesiveness to them. So I typically use this bold one because it's really easy to read. It's not cursive, it's nice and bold, and it's a good color that pops. And I put it in a space that's not over my face, that's not off screen, that's down here out of the way, that's easy to read. Okay, so once we have our text done, we're just going to hit done. Now, if you'll notice down here at the bottom, it stops right here. So if we were to play the video, the text, and the text disappeared. So if that ever happens, you literally grab a hold, you click it, you grab hold of the little yellow arrow, and you just drag it all the way. The cool thing is let me kind of give you guys a little, not advanced tip, but a little bit more of a tip, is you can actually take, for instance, the second part of this, I can cut it. And then if you listen to where the hook drops on the song, I never knew love like this before. I can put it right here, and then I'm going to go back up here, back to here, paste that second part. So that way that second part drops on the hook. Let's make that a little bit smaller so it's not in that range that we were talking about. Perfect. So now I'll drag that back to where that needs to go. There we go. So now I never knew love like this before. There you go. I actually want that right there. Perfect. And then it'll pop up exactly where you want it to pop up. Okay. So now we have our hook on screen. Here, we can pull that down. Now we have our hook on the screen. And we've got our hook, our audio, our video. It looks good. You can always go, if you say you filmed your video and it's a little bit darker, you literally can click on your video again. And you can go to adjust. You can adjust brightness, contrast, all the things. That is stuff that I would just recommend getting into when you've just posted your basic reel. But say maybe you filmed it, you loved it, and it's a little dark. You can just brighten it up a little bit. But once we have our text on screen, our hook, a really good hook, Then you will go over, and if you see this little arrow up here at the top, you're going to click that. And this is your last part of creating a reel. So here is where you're going to put your caption. Here's where after the person is if they scroll to your video, they stop, they're reading the hook, and they're like, oh, well, wait, it says it's not that it didn't work, you just didn't have the right tools. Well, what right tools? What are you talking about? So this is where they're going to go down in the caption. They're going to read exactly what it is that you have. So again, I already have my caption. I'm going to literally copy it. Copy. And I'll give you all a little tip. I got my caption from ChatGPT. I have a prompt that I'm going to share with you guys in just a little bit. If you struggle with creating captions, like really good, eloquent captions, I have a prompt that you can use to fine tune to maybe help you with gathering your captions up and stuff. But there we go. I have my caption. It's here now. Okay. And then from here, right here, it says also share on. Like I said earlier, I have mine shared to my Facebook. You can choose to do that. I do. It's easy. So I'm not literally taking the same video and physically posting it. I let Instagram, I let Facebook do that work for me. And then I would hit share. And if you'll just give it a second and it'll post to, there we go. And then it says posting to Facebook and it's done. So now we're going to talk about, so now that we've pushed the buttons, we figured out how to do the things. Because see how you can see? There we go. Okay, so let's talk about why a reel kind of like this will work. A few things. So the hook, it's curious. It's like people look at it and be like, what do you mean that didn't work? You didn't have the right tools. What right tools? So the hook, you want to get a good hook. Say you're doing one, for instance, for Activate, and you just say, this is me drinking Activate. Watch me drink my Activate. Watch me mix my Activate. And people will just kind of like, okay, that's it. You know, that's good. That's interesting. Expound on that. Why do they want to watch you mix your Activate? Why do they even want Activate in the first place? Connect to your, especially your hooks, connect to what you want your audience to feel about it. Maybe a really good hook for like a product is, I was struggling with energy until I found this. Really other good hooks to use are something like, I don't know if anybody's told you, but this natural GLP-1 can do wonders for you. Something like that. People really love when you just speak to them. Okay. And it's kind of like what we already teach in our posts, speak to the person, speak to what you think they want, speak to what is going to engage with them. And same thing with the reels. You just have a shorter time to do it. That's all. Let's see. I have notes. So, perfect. Okay. So the caption, on the caption down here too, why the caption works is on the caption, I do the same kind of thing. On the first line, it says, ever tried something that should have worked but didn't? So again, it's another hook to cause people to keep reading. And this is kind of structured like your posts. You want to hook them, give them the meat potatoes, and give them a call to action, just like when we do our posts. Have you ever tried something that doesn't work? Same. I'm relatable. I hooked them. I kind of tug on the heartstrings and I relate with them. When I started, I thought maybe I wasn't cut out for this. It turns out I didn't have the right tools. I didn't have the right community. So, and this is what we have. This is what we offer. And then I tell them what to do, because we all know, just like in our posts, same thing with your reels. People just need to be told what to do. So if you've ever wanted to build like something your own, this is it. Drop video. I'll send you a link so you can take a peek at what we do and how we make it work. I'm telling them what to do. The thing about the difference between a reel post and like a regular post is, with the reel post especially, kind of the same thing. You want it broken up. People are going to be quick. You have just a few seconds to let somebody stop and read. You got to be quick. Break it up so they can read it easily, and just keep the wording short. Don't write a novel. Right? Save that for the memoir. Don't write a novel, but just keep it short and sweet. Let's see. Those are those. And then also, let's see. Yep. Okay. So we're going to go back. We posted it. Oh, there is also too. So say for instance, you want to take this. So because I have it posted specifically to Facebook, say maybe, and this might be a little bit more advanced, but not too much. Say you want to post this to TikTok. You're like, well, I have this video and it's in Instagram, but I want to post it maybe to TikTok. How do I get it out of Instagram? Well, I do have a little hack that you can use to get it out of Instagram without the logo, without TikTok's flagging it and saying this is not correct content. You're going to actually go to this little button right here, this little airplane button, and you're going to go down here to copy link. Okay. And once you've copied that link, there is a website, and I'll show, I've already got it loaded because I use it all the time. It's called indown.io. This is where you can download your Facebook Reels, your Instagram Reels, and your TikTok Reels. Like it'll pull from everywhere. But yeah, Instagram and TikTok mostly. So literally that link that I just copied, you're going to paste it, search, and it finds you on Instagram. And you can download it, save it. You got to save it like a few times. Did it do it? There we go. Save to downloads. Okay, we're going to say it saved it. Well, maybe. Well, normally it just saves to downloads. It's just being funky today. But normally then you'd save it to downloads and then it would have the video ready for you to use. And then it'll put it in your, like your videos like this. And you can literally just take that video and just plug it right into TikTok or wherever it is, whatever, platform that you are currently using. So we're going to go back now and I want to kind of show you guys a few other little things that you can find. Maybe you've been making Reels for a little while and you need a couple extra little things to kind of take them a little bit higher. You're going to go to, there you go. So your little icon down here, and then you're going to go to up here where these little hamburger menu is, and you can go down to Insights. Insights is where you're going to go to see how your Reels are performing. So I know you can see on the Reels like the views and the comments and the likes and things like this, but this is going to show you one of the biggest things is not necessarily the views, but how long people are watching it. Say you made a 10-second reel, but people are only watching it for 2 seconds, people are scrolling. So maybe you need more movement in the beginning, or you need a stronger hook, things like that. This is where you would see that. So you can go to Insights, you can go to Views, and then you can scroll down and pick a reel. So I'm just going to pick one that did really well. It pops up. It's going to show you how many views you got on it, the watch time as a total. And if you scroll down here, it shows you actually the actual watch time. So this reel was what, 7 seconds? Yeah, it was duration 7 seconds. And it just had a little bitty clip on screen. Probably don't need 7 seconds to read it, but you don't want to make a 2-second clip. So, but people watched it for 3 seconds, and if you see, they watched it 70% more than my typical Reels. So obviously something in this was good, right? So it was a good hook. So you can even click on it. Maybe, no, you won't be able to click on it. I can't make it bigger. Dagnabbit. Hold on. So you can always go back and look. And so it's because I made it relatable and funny. The hook made it relatable and funny, and that made people stop, wait, and watch views. So it's not necessarily always about how many people viewed it. It's how long people viewed it, if they're not just scrolling on by, right? Another one is, let's see. Oh, another thing, when you are creating your B-roll content, there we go. When you're creating, oh, good night, Alice. I love you. Good night, baby girl. When you're creating your B-roll content, if you're like, I don't have time to do 5 million things, literally when you're at your computer, if you're working at your computer for 20 minutes, take the phone, sit it in front of you, film for 10 seconds. Take the phone, move it to the other side, film for another 10 seconds. Take your phone again, move it to the other side, film for another 10 seconds. That's 3 reels you just made right there. And if you break them up, you can turn that into 4 or 5 reels. That's the cool thing. Whatever you're doing, if you're making dinner, if you're washing dishes, doing laundry, if you're feeding chickens, if you're taking a walk, literally just take a few seconds of filming, move where it is, and you've got so much content. What I like to do is I actually like to put it in your camera photos right here. You can actually save it to collections. And that way you can easily grab it and have it when you're ready and when you need it. Let's see. Okay. And we're going to go back to the sound part. What is that? No, not now. Okay. So we're just going to do, let's see. I'm just going to do a picture real quick. And I'm going to show you guys a little trick about the sounds and things like that. So I have this video. We're just going to pretend it's a video. It's all good and everything. So go back to the audio. So now you're like, I don't know what kind of audio to pick. I don't know what sound to put on. I don't know how to figure out a few things that I like to do. Number one, obviously, all the time with it being close to the holidays, things like that. Christmas music is going to be trending. A week ago, Halloween music was going to be trending. Obviously, that stuff, because you always want to put some kind of trending music on there, unless if it's relatable. If it's something that the song specifically goes along with your reel, that's great. Otherwise, if it doesn't matter, pick a trending music, song, something like that. If you'll notice, next to all these, there's little arrows that are up. That means it's on the upward. It's currently still trending more and more and more. Those are good ones to pick. And also too, I always look at ones that are going, kind of a little trick is ones that are actually going to pop off, that are going to go really big and are going to do really well, especially if it has a little green up arrow and if it's 10,000 or less reels using it. I've noticed those do really, really well. And it's funny because especially if it's trending and there's not a whole lot of reels using it, that means it's more than likely trending on TikTok, because what trends on TikTok then eventually trends on Instagram. And it always converts really, really well. So keep those in mind. There are some that just do constantly all the time. Like if you go to original, this one right here, that has 1.8 million. It's always, it's used so much. So this one, 1.2 million, that's 1.2 million reels have used it. So it's not going to push them out. Because if you notice, this is no longer, whoops, in the trending area. So it's popular, people use it, but it's not necessarily trending. And trending is, Instagram is going to give it not a whole lot of push, but it will give it a little bit extra push. Also too, what I like to do as I'm scrolling through Instagram, trying to get ideas, because I like to just scroll to just try to get ideas and inspiration. If I hear a song that I'm like, ooh, that song sounds really good, I like that, it speaks to me, it stops my scroll, I save it. If you go, let's get out of that, start over, X out. If you're, say you're scrolling on Reels and say, for instance, say like this song, this sound, you can click the little square down here. And oh, see, apparently I liked it because it's saved. So this little button right here, if it's not saved, it'll look like that. So you click it, it saves it, and it puts it in your saved sounds. So that way, the next time you go to make a reel, you can use that trending. It's more than likely, it's probably a trending sound. It'll probably say it is actually. No, well, the original one has 680, so that's pretty good. So you can use that as a, oh, right there. See, it says it is trending. So there we go. Nice and easy. And had 27,000. So not bad. Also too, if you want, another way to find trending sounds is go to, where is it? Where is it? Let's find it. Hold on one second. I got to find it. They keep moving things around. So, and also keep in mind, if you're like, uh-oh, where did that go? There you go, creator tools. And then let's see, where is it? Well, no, insights maybe. Ah, there we go. Okay, sorry, it's on insights. And then you go all the way down trending audio. This is really cool. This is kind of like a little sneak hidden hack. You can go down here and it shows you all the trending audio. So it makes it really easy to find all the trending audio, but it also, oh, go back. Where is it? There is a part where it normally shows audio that well, typically if you, I think because I clicked on see more, it pulled up see more, but also it'll typically show you trending audio that your audience has been saving and watching and relating to as well. So that's always really, really good. So there we go. The biggest thing I really want to really hit home with you guys is it's not necessarily always about going viral. I know everybody wants the viral reel. If you are consistent with it constantly, if you can do one a day, if that's what you can be consistent with, then just set your goal and be consistent with one a day. If you're like, I can do 2 or 3 a day, then just be consistent with that. I like to change it up with reels, a business one, a product one, a personal one. Mix them up a little bit, change it up, make it fun. People want to not only see what you have to offer, but they want to see you. They want to know you. And reels are typically one of the quickest and fastest ways to introduce who you are, what's important to you, and what you have to offer to people. But the biggest thing is just, it's not about going viral. It's about being visual. It's about always having your face in front of people for them to see constantly. So they're like, oh, hey, there she is again. Oh, there she is again. Oh, there she is again. It's not about, you don't have to lip sync. You don't have to sing songs. You don't have to dance to a trend. If you want to do those things, it's fine. Just make it your thing and just go all in. But you don't have to be viral. You just have to be visible, right? You have to just make people see you. Closed mouths don't get fed. If people aren't seeing you and what you have to offer, they're not going to know even who you are. And that comes in with the know, like, and trust thing. Let's see. I think that was, oh, another thing. A few people had asked, what do they do if a reel is not performing well? Say maybe it only got 1 or 2 views, or it just didn't do well as you think. Should I delete? Do not delete it. On Facebook, you can archive it. And so that's okay. You can archive, but do not delete your reels. Just let them go. You never know. And I know Tina can attest with this. You can make a reel and literally a month or 2 later, like all of a sudden there'll be like 5,000 people viewing it. It's crazy what happens at when. So never delete your reel unless if like you accidentally put a bad word in it or something, or maybe that's your thing. I don't know, but I would not delete a reel just for low views or things like that. So I have a prompt for you guys. I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to move this guy. There we go. Okay. So, if you're
Hey,
like,
real quick.
yep.
For those of you asking questions, when she's done training, we'll come back through and answer questions. So if you'll save them
Oh yeah.
so that we can ask them at the end, so she just have to scroll up so far, that'd be great.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I did not see questions. Okay. So, for those of you who are like, I don't know maybe what captions, I don't know how to use ChatGPT for captions for reels and things like that. I have a really quick prompt. And what I'll do is, when this is over, I'll put it in the Legacy Makers. I'll make a post so you guys can like copy and paste it or whatever. But a prompt that's really, really helpful to use is you literally talk to it. You say, I'm creating a reel for Instagram, for Facebook, or for social media about XYZ, about Activate, about my business opportunity, about whatever it is you're creating the reel about. The text on screen says XYZ, whatever it is. What I like to do too is I just literally take a screenshot of the reel that I'm creating and I send it to ChatGPT and say, this is the reel I'm making. Help me. It says, I need a caption that sounds like I'm talking to one person in my target audience. If ChatGPT doesn't know your target audience yet, you can literally tell them my target audience is 40 and over homeschooling stay-at-home moms, whatever it is, you know what I mean? In a friendly conversational tone. I want it in first person. I need it to be broken up so it's easy to read and view. I need it to start with a strong hook, but doesn't just repeat the text I did on screen. I need you to give the info, end with a call to action if you want it specific. If you want it to say video, drop, whatever, just tell it that, and then tell it the vibe. I want this to be funny. I want it to be heartfelt. I want it to be relatable. I want it to be sassy, however you want it to do, and then see what it pulls out for you. And then you can always fine tune it. I know that was a lot. I will put this in the Legacy Makers thing for people who need to, and I'll put it in the Telegram chat too. But literally that's how I can crank out so many reels just by that way. Because I understand thinking up captions 1, 2, 3 times a day can be rough. So if you use tools like ChatGPT and things like that to help you, and then you can get several and you can do that batch content like you did. So, okay.
Let me
Let's,
say this. Let me add
yes.
this because this is something I've heard Miss Sonara Brown say so many times. Treat it like a business.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some of you are watching this right now and you were fire hosed with information about how to do reels, okay? And you're going to be able to rewatch this and you're going to get new nuggets from it. But you thought to yourself, there's no way. There's just no way I can do that. You automatically counted yourself out for it because it was just more work than you were expecting, right? But if we want to make those big checks, right? If you want to make those emerald and diamond and black diamond and red diamond checks, it will require new levels of you to learn new skills and to do things that, and trust me when I tell you, any top leader on here will tell you, you never stop getting uncomfortable. It just doesn't happen. You're going to continue to be uncomfortable just at new levels. And so lean into it. Lean into being uncomfortable. Lean into doing something different so that you can get a different result. And don't be intimidated by messing up because here's what's the great thing about messing up. You then can tell the people that you train one day on a Zoom just like this, hey, look, I was new too and I messed up. You want that to be part of your story. That you actually want that to happen because then you can relate to what they're experiencing. If you couldn't relate to what people experience, you couldn't lead. And so lean into that and don't be afraid of it and do it messy and figure it out as you go.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it's all about. And this is what happens. The people that are watching you now experience this are the people that end up respecting you and liking you and trusting you. And they're just like, absolutely, I'll join your thing. Absolutely, I'll buy your product. So I just wanted to add that real quick. Go ahead, Michelle. Enter.
Oh my gosh, no, that was amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Okay, so went through the questions. Let's see, Lori, I missed how to turn off the current sound at the beginning. So you would literally click on the video itself, and once you click on it, a little button down at the bottom should say volume. You just turn that volume down. Renee, what app is best to make the videos? Your phone. Your phone's app is the best, unless if you have one specifically. You can use the Instagram app, especially when you literally go in, when you click Reels, it pulls up all your videos, but that little icon in the very beginning, you can record it straight into Instagram. I just like to have all my videos on my phone. It's just the easiest way to do it. Can you post some good hooks? Yeah, I use ChatGPT. Also too, the biggest thing about hooks too is when you're scrolling through Instagram, what stops you? What gets you to be like, oh, wait, no, I need to read that. Break it down. What was it about that hook that stopped you? Was it that it was talking to you? Was it was it kind of sassy? Like, what was it about that hook that made you stop and want to read it? Emulate that. Again, you can find great ones on ChatGPT. But yeah, just emulate the hooks that you find that you like. What the time limit? You can make a reel. I want to say it's 3 minutes. You don't want to make a reel for 3 minutes, but physically you can. But yeah, I want to say it's 3 minutes for a reel. Can you see who watches it like stories do? No, I don't think you can actually see the people specifically who watch it. Views, let me see. No, you can go in insights and it'll show you like if it's their followers, if they're non-followers. You can see like where your audience is from, like the cities and things like that. And I think like sometimes it'll even boil it down to like male or female, but it doesn't show you the name of people like your stories. Let's see. Yes, your profile. I highly always recommend your profile being public. If it's private, it's not going to get shared out. So yes, I definitely would recommend your profile to be public. Do you post reels and regular posts on Instagram or just Facebook to regular posts? I do everything. Me personally, I do everything to Instagram and I have it to share to Facebook. That's reels and regular posts and stories even. I like stories in Instagram. Oh, Snap Save app. Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah, there's a couple floating around there. I like the in.io one. That word's really good. Let's see. That in down IO is free, no charge. It's indown.io. Does it matter how often or what time? Not really. You'll notice it's kind of like Facebook, like you'll notice how your specific audience is on during specific times. Like for instance, you can see, let's see, does it give times when? No, it doesn't give specific times when people watch your reels, but as long as you can be consistent with them, I wouldn't post them back to back. Like like with posting, I wouldn't post a reel and then literally 10 minutes later post another reel. I try to space them out. Um, and you can kind of see like what times your posts do well and things like that. I would just kind of go with that. Record ahead or on Instagram. I typically record ahead. I record ahead in my camera's phone, and then I just upload that. So, if you just start, you can't mess up. Yeah, exactly. If you just, like Robert said, if you just start, you won't mess up. Like, just start, just do it. It's okay if your first one's silly or goofy, or you mess up, or you jumble your words. It's okay. It's gonna happen. It's what's gonna make you relatable. People will see that and be like, oh, well, she can do that. I can definitely do it. And that's really what it's about, right? Um, yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of tech stuff. It is, but I promise it's one of those things that where you get in and you just push the buttons and play around with it. It's gonna get figured out. And then you can always come back. And I know I talk really, really fast. So you can always come back to this. Trending music, 10,000, let's see. 10,000 or less reels used with the music, or you want the more videos used with the trending music? I always do that where it says the 10,000 or less reels like have used it. That's because it's eventually it typically goes up, especially if it has that little green arrow over it. Chad's not even for helping create hooks and captions. It really is. I even will use ChatGPT sometimes to be like, I want to make a reel for Activate. Can you give me some suggestions on hooks and even videos? Like it'll even give you suggestions of videos if you want. Oh, Rob Tag put the thing. Thank you, Rob. 10 seconds or less is definitely the sweet spot for Instagram. I would not go over 10 seconds unless if you're giving some really good value. Let's see. Do I want to be in professional mode? Yes. Yeah, I would recommend. You do get more options, more insights and things like that. Yep. Okay. I think that was all the questions. So unless if somebody else has any other questions or if Tina wants to add something or
Nope, I think we're good, you guys.
yeah.
We got the all-in call tomorrow, so make sure you're on that so you can learn what is going to be dropping. It's going to be a really good week and start to an incredible month. Next Sunday night, Miss Heidi Draper is going to be teaching you some Black Friday strategies that she's going to be using herself. So make sure that you tune in, and we love you guys. Good night.